And welcome back to Bros in a Landfill. We are in Flying Battery Zone. Man, it's been a hot second since we played this.
It has, but you know, better late than never when it comes to Sonic.
Yeah.
I would have never
Sonic...
forgiven you if we never came back to this game.
You really wouldn't have. You're a petty ass motherfucker if I've ever met one.
Petty bitch.
Especially when it comes to Sonic.
Oh, there was no pettier Sonic bitch on the YouTube platform than I, Lunchbillion.
Okay.
You gotta hang from like the correct one, yeah.
Oh shit! I just remember this Flying Battery Zone. The one of the stages that with sick ass music.
The music in the stage owns. Have you ever heard that it's like a cover of, it's like a version of the song but it's mashed up with Bad Romance from Lady Gaga?
No, but I have to hear that now.
I remember always thinking that was a banger. You gotta grab onto the correct one of those hangies. And you have to wait on for like half a second to see if it's the right one.
Not gonna lie, like, so Flying Batteries, like these are all like classic stages, kind of like remade.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way I wanted to go.
It's not.
Yeah, Flying Battery Zone was one of those stages that I had on my MP3 player and I would play. Like,
well, it's a jam, dude. It's really intense and exciting, like as a song. Man, this guy's just
I think
barreling forwards.
Well, it has a bit of like that sort of like Ace Attorney like objection / cornered music.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, if they ever make a Hedgehog Lawyer game, it does feel a little bit cornered-y. I really like how the stage is very kind of Star Wars. I mean, like, I guess it's an airship, which is, I don't know, there's just something about the way the stage is put together that feels inspired by that.
Oh gosh, this is spoopy.
Yeah, this is quite a creative idea that like the lightning shield like makes you magnetic to the ceiling. Yeah, I remember like a friend of mine said that he thought the level concepts in Sonic are a pretty generic platformer, and I got so mad at him. I was like, generic. Sorry.
I think that to some degree, early Sonic, there's a bit of truth to that. However, a lot of that's also due to the fact that it's in one of the earliest like real platformers. You know.
Well, I mean, it is an old school. It is an old school game, but like I think at least on most of the concepts, like there's some unique aspect to them. Oh, by the way, if you stand on top of those fire spitty things, they do turn into springs.
Oh.
Like if you go into the far left, I think you might want to jump on that one.
Oh. All these hidden mechanics.
Yeah, I've played this game like a ridiculous number of times, and so everything about it is like just my brain already knows. But it's pretty fair that not everything in this game is telegraphed super clearly.
But I think that's almost kind of the charm as well. It's almost a bit of a puzzle game at that.
Yeah, well, like it seems like sometimes you're supposed to stop and be like, where do I go? What am I meant to do?
It's actually one of the weird things, like kind of one of the weird things of classic Sonic is just how much stop and start there are in these. When the idea is, oh, you're going super fast.
Yeah, well, part of what's neat is that if you have played the game 10,000 times, then you get to not stop and start so much, and you feel like a god. Like there's a little bit of, I guess, sort of late game payoff in that way. Or rather, like, because I think these games are designed to be played, like, multiple times. I mean, they've got all these winding paths and stuff. So, like... Oh, no. You got this, you got this!
I mean, and I guess in a lot of ways, like Sonic was, like, kind of like the original speedrunners,
well, it was inspired. I think that the concept was partially inspired by, like, running through the first level of Mario as quickly as the guy could.
Yeah.
and being like, I want to recreate that.
Oh, and I think that's a lot of the mechanics of this kind of like show, because like it's not just a matter of like going fast or slow. It's kind of learning the ins and outs of where you can go fast, where you need to slow down, execution time.
Yeah.
Where a lot of modern Sonic is just go fast and hold the up button.
Yes. No, it's a pretty different approach. Like this kind of careful, like understanding the level and how levels work, compared to like the big thrilling set pieces. And I don't necessarily think either way is like better or worse. I mean, I grew up with the more like hold forward style of game, and I enjoyed them a lot.
Yep.
But I've come to really appreciate classic Sonic.
Well, it's different. It's different aesthetics for different generations of game design.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like these days, like they can milk like a 20 to 40 hour game of you pressing forward, going fast, looking cool. Where back in the 80s and 90s, the technical expertise and the budget wasn't there to like make a 20 hours worth of courses, which like 4 different teams of characters.
I mean, it's partially, I think, just our standards on what a cool set pieces have changed. Like, because I mean, Sonic 1 or whatever was like a technical marvel with how quickly it moved back in the day. And that was kind of enough to be like a big set piece. Also, I want to say that like they kind of can't make like it's always been a problem trying to make Sonic games last a decent amount of time. Like Forces you can beat in like 4 hours.
Yeah, well, Forces is a whole nother
that's
can of
true.
worms.
It is a can of worms.
But like I mean, I'm even like talking about things like stage length and all that jazz, where like back in the day, it's like they couldn't really make the stages that long. You could really finish them just like in a. When I say long, I'm talking about like actually like they were more dense than they were like huge, which where I would say a lot of like modern Sonic is these very long stages that aren't necessarily like dense.
Yeah, I do really appreciate how these classic Sonic levels they're really sprawling, and it's part of why it's confusing to know where to go because there's like multiple options all the time. Yeah, if you like look up on the internet, like people have made like basically like entire maps of the classic Sonic stages, and you could just look at the whole thing zoomed out, and you're like, this is a ridiculous freaking rat maze, dude. It's quite neat.
Oof. That was spooky.
Oh yeah, this is the stages, those weird transitions.
But because of memory limitations, like they didn't have as much room to well, like it's not like they had much memory room to be able to make huge stages, so they had to put a lot into a small area.
I guess so, yeah.
Where now it's like they don't need to make stages as dense because they have the room to make as big of a set piece as they want to make.
I guess so. I just feel like one of those options gets you more like immediate, is more immediately exciting, and the other one is allows for more like depth. I think. I don't know. It's hard because like I think of like when I was a kid playing Sonic, I think a lot of my favorite parts were these big set pieces. Like Sonic Adventure's got a bunch of great ones, like where you're running down the side of a building, outrunning an orca. Like that's pretty cool.
I mean, even Sonic, like even like Sonic, whatchamacallit, the Sonic Heroes had like a lot of cool set pieces, and like a lot of like big bosses.
Yeah, here and there.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, where the fuck am I?
Hey, but I'm not saying like either or, like either design philosophy is better or worse than the other. It's just they're different types of game experiences that were necessitated by the
different hardware, different times. Yeah, it's quite interesting because it's like I'm a fan of Sonic, but like those are very different things right there. Like, I don't know. I guess it's Sonic is one of those things where the fan base can't decide like what the devs need to hurry up and do, because everyone has grown up with a different weird version of Sonic.
That's actually, you mentioned that's actually really interesting because compared it to something like Mario, where Mario is like the identity of what a Mario game has changed and evolved so much throughout its like 35 plus years of existing, and you don't hear people saying like, oh, like man, this generation of Mario is better or worse than this generation of Mario. It's just Mario fans just seem to be happy to get a Mario game, assuming that it's not poorly
okay,
made, which they
here
usually
number
are.
one. I think reason number one is that Mario games are almost always good, at least. Like, I think
Yeah.
that the fact that there's different versions of Sonic, like, actually isn't that much of a problem. It's more the fact that so many of them are bad, and they just don't
I would say
make quality products. But
Well,
oh,
I would
shit.
say I wouldn't even say bad. I'd say inconsistent is probably the.
Sure. I mean, like, the thing is, like, Mario games are usually really polished and really quality, and Sonic games are often like a bit misguided or messy. Some of them are straight bad, but you know, it depends. But like, anyway, I think that's reason number one. Like, Mario fans don't mind. It's because whatever thing they do, it's at least good. Like, there are a lot of people who aren't super into, say, Super Mario 3D World. I love that game personally, but like, a lot of people are like, man, I want the other kind of Mario. But they're not like really upset about 3D World, right? Like, they're not like, man, that game sucks. Nintendo's lost their way. But yeah. But also, Mario doesn't change nearly as much in terms of, at least in terms of like tone or mood or aesthetic. Like, if you look at like the PS2 era of Sonic, like we went straight from Sonic Heroes, which is like one of the most kind of like sort of almost childish, like playful, cartoony, bright Sonic games ever, to Shadow the Hedgehog, which opens with him like walking onto the screen with an AK-47 and killing Sonic, and there's like hell and demons and Nazis. So like, it's super. You know, Mario doesn't turn into a werewolf in one game. You know.
I have to wonder if how much of Sega's problems might be actually like directly tied to the fact that they no longer were doing the first party development for their own systems. Because when you're doing third party development, it's like you're not really representing your own software. You're not trying to do hardware sales, you know?
I think
Like it's a completely
so. You mean like as a motivation issue, like because it's like
motivation and priorities.
right.
So when you're trying to do a first party sort of a deal of like, hey, we have this console that that we put a lot of money into developing, and we need a really oh sweet, I got it.
Hey,
Yeah,
my man.
we have this. It's like we'll have to like we have this console that we're trying to sell that we made a lot of money, as well as this game that we made that we're putting a lot of money in. Not to mention, like with the console sale, you're directly competing with other companies. Because even like think about like other stuff, like think about like the standard, like the quality difference between a lot of first-party titles as opposed to third-party titles. Like no, yes, there are still very good third-party titles, but I would say a lot of the time, first-party titles tend to be a lot more consistently good.
Yeah. Oh no. I guess you're thinking of like, you know, The Last of Us or Mario Galaxy or like these games that
Like,
are meant
well-
to be like the prestige game for that system. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
there's
the
definitely some
system sellers.
truth to that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That might play a role. I feel like what probably plays a bigger role is just the fact that like Sonic Team have been on Sonic like forever. I mean, the guy directing like Sonic Forces or whatever, like he was around for Adventure and Adventure 2 and like all that stuff. Like he's been at Sonic like his whole life, dude.
Yeah, but also, but isn't that the case for like the Nintendo, like for the Mario people as well? Like they've been doing Mario for like, well, then again, I guess the Mario in a lot of ways is a lot more. of a. I would say maybe like Mario's a bit more of like an open sandbox as opposed to Sonic having like these like. Because when you think of Mario, you don't really think of identity. You know what
I guess so.
mean,
Maybe
like,
there's more freedom, but I mean, Sonic games are more different from each other. I don't. I think it's like Mario maybe just has a solid enough blueprint that like it's not as hopeless to work on. I don't know.
No, but I think maybe that's a bit closer to what I was trying to say. Where since Mario is just kind of a blueprint, there's no real there's characters and personality, but in the sense of just very like one-note blanket. Where Sonic's kind of like, I would say like maybe to Sonic's detriment, it's always had a bit more personality behind it. But because of that, it's not always relatable. Like Sonic's had to change and evolve its personality, like ever so slightly as the.
Yeah, I mean the design of the characters like changed a lot, and yeah, I mean. I don't know.
Because Mario's just a bit more ubiquitous of just like, oh, this is just Smiley Plumber guy. It's like how like Pikachu hasn't had to like really have like any like real change of personality because it's just a mascot and an icon rather than like a full personality that is defined by a generation.
Yeah, well, they clearly always feel like that they need to, you know, update Sonic or reinvent him somehow, and
where Mario never really needs to be updated or reinvented.
No, he's eternal. He is unchanging, unblinking.
I mean, why do you think Luigi's so afraid of him?
I mean, I did play a weird visual novel on my stream recently where Mario was a vampire. So
we talked about that on the thing that's probably going to take a while to come out if Tar ever beats that stage.
So that was pretty freaky. Mario's like ripe for weird parodies. And it's funny that like I've seen a lot of like weirdly dark parodies of Mario over the years, and for some reason it's still funny. Hold left, by the way. This doesn't work at all how you think it would.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, of course Mario's gonna. I feel like the Mario like stuff is gonna have a lot easier time having like weird stuff made. When I say weird stuff, I'm talking specifically like kind of like your creepypasta fan stuff because.
Well,
who is Mario? We just don't know who this man is.
Yeah, it's because of the blank canvas you were talking about.
That like, it's like when there's a Sonic fan fiction that's like creepypasta. That's like that's not Sonic, or that's not really the Sonic character.
Sonic would never do that.
Where with Mario, it's like there's almost a level of, but what if? It's like what if? Who is the man behind the mustache?
I mean, yeah, he is that character where it's like, at the end of the day, I don't trust him.
Yeah. It's like he can be whoever you need him to be, but who does he want to be?
I don't think he wants anything. I think he just wahoos soullessly into the void. I like that this is a Sonic show and we're spending the entire time talking about Mario. We're like freaking.
Oh my god, that's Eggman's head in there. I thought that was like some sort of like disembodied like kid's head, like kid or girl's head, or it kind of looked like Sora a bit.
Dude, there's a whole like fan art community around this upside down robot. I'm not even kidding.
Fuck.
Because like people think it looks like Eggman's daughter or something. That called like it's just like a fan-made character called Omelette. Like Google Omelette Sonic or Sonic Mania after this. It's like an actually adorable character design. I wish it was real. All right, you're gonna want to spin on that that pole on the side, and then it'll fling you into it, and I'll give it enough power to hit the spikes.
Okay, that makes sense. It's funny I meant I said that it kind of almost looks like Sora from like Kingdom Hearts there.
Yeah.
Upside down. I mentioned because we were talking about damn it, we were talking about speedrunning a bit earlier.
Yeah.
And the other day I spent like a solid 3 hours watching a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer speedrun.
Yeah.
And holy shit, that stuff is intense.
Well, I mean, isn't the whole point of a speed run that you kind of you optimize your route and you figure out things out? But if things are changing on you all the time, that seems tricky.
Oh, well,
damn, you did. Oh, time over. I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, you can lose a life from taking too long. Okay, this is something that I think should straight up just be removed from this game, because the levels in this game are huge, and they take forever, and they also purposely kind of lead you astray sometimes and make you get a bit lost or solve a puzzle. So 10 minutes is at the very least it should be a longer time limit. 10 minutes is what it's been through all the classic games, so I guess they just imported it from the other games, which I get because this game's a throwback. But this game, I think by far has the longest levels of a classic Sonic game.
This isn't good.
Yeah, I don't know if fighting this entire boss with no coins will be great for your mental health, but it's certainly not impossible. Would Sonic give up?
Damn it! It's when he gets.
Damn.
It's when he gets between you and the thing. So I think I've got 1 or 2 lives left.
Yeah, no, you're good. You got 4. Oh, get the coins.
Yeah, okay.
I find the bosses in this game I think are a bit divisive, and I totally understand why. Because I think there are a lot of things in this game that are where the conveyance is not amazing, but if you manage to figure out what they want from you, it's really fun. I didn't have any trouble with this boss, but I know a lot of people did, and with a lot of bosses in this game. I mean, I love this game to death. This is probably one of my favorite games, full stop. But I can definitely see that why certain things are a bit they keep people out. Especially the fact that you can't save in between acts of a level.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work to get, especially if you died on it a couple of times. But at the same time, I love say the kind of epic scale of this fight. I don't know. Cool.
I definitely liked this fight. It was just a matter of actually kind of figure out what I was supposed to do.
Yeah. It's really hard to hit him on that segment with the spikes on either side. It's only done a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna come on the
but.
other side.
Yeah, but what's cool with the Kingdom Hearts randomizer, and damn it. It's just the way that the person who designed it made it. It's since Kingdom Hearts is such a narrative-driven game, it's not like you can just be oh yes, I'm just gonna randomize which enemies appear on a stage and whatnot. It's sweet.
Hey,
nice.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, it's more all the items and all the skills that you would gain through normal play are hidden within chests throughout every world, and you can go to them in any order, and you have to pretty much figure out the best optimal route to find all the random chests.
Right.
They're all just through knowledge of the game and the world. Oh, shit, I think that's it for the episode.
Oh damn. Well, we got through an act. See you next week, maybe? I don't know how a release schedule works.
Yeah, me neither. I'm the one that organizes it.
We're finally playing Sonic Mania! See you next time!
See you next time!